to give all the respect to Chris and Frank that they deserve, the storytelling in the X-Files, I think, was always much more sophisticated than those shows, because they rely, basically on these crazy hunches, and then the science bears them out. And the struggle in the not that I have never seen one, so I'm talking out of my rear. So, but the struggle in the X-Files, the procedure of the X-Files is always the battle between Mulder's point of view and Scully's point of view. So, I think that it will always have that, and that's actually always what sets it apart. And I don't think that the gimmicks and, the bullet going through the meat and all those things that they like, that's all I've ever seen. I don't know if you go to the movies for that. I think you go for the philosophical battle and the drama of solving a case with intellect, in a way. I don't know. Is that fair?
Yeah, I think part of the reason this has been such a pleasure for us is that we've been freed from the pressure of having to do 20 to 24 hours of television every year, freed from the pressure of having to squeeze a movie between 2 seasons of the series, and free to just tell the best story we could think of about these 2 people and where they are in their lives. And we love these characters, and we love this show. So we didn't feel the need to compete or think about other stories that are being told. We just felt the need to tell the best story about these people, and that's what we think we've done.
For just directors, are you a writer too?
No, sir.
Be careful what you wish for. It's a very hard job. You are asked more questions. That your head is spinning all the time because you're being asked so many questions. You've got to keep so many things straight in your head. And I'll tell you, I'm here today. I slept about 15 minutes on the plane. I have not slept in 24 hours. If you want that life, you can have it. We are keeping a secret, and I think that you'll all appreciate that we are, who's going to appear in the movie. Besides David and Gillian, of course, and Amanda Peet and Billy Connolly and Exhibit. So I'll just say to you that nobody's ever really dead in the X-Files.
It's fine by me. I don't believe they're going to make another evolution, but if they did, I think Gillian would be terrific, and we'd be lucky to have her. There's a few. I don't have a one favorite, but I come back always to Chris's black and white episode that I thought was so great, and the Charles Nelson Riley one, which I think is great, and Bad Blood. Chris?
I have many. It's really hard. I'm asked this question, and I say Postmodern Prometheus because it was very personal. I have to say that there are shows in the first season that I think helped make us what we became, and one of those is Beyond the Sea. I think it was a great role for Gillian. I think it really showed what the show could be. And
it meant that they didn't fire me, which is what they really wanted to do.
That's not true.
Right.
Anyway, that is among many episodes that I think are great. I think David's baseball episode is terrific.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
And I like them all.
And what do you think of Bad Blood?
Bad Blood.
The X-Files was really so many different types of stories that I find it hard to pick one that I like the best because, for comedy I liked Humbug and Clyde, everything Darren Morgan wrote, and Syzygy, and And then there were the suspense thriller ones like Dwayne Barry and Anasazi, and the more horror ones like Home. So I have a list of about 7 favorites. I don't think I could pick one.
Wait, you know what?
If only we had been actually alongside Homer. As I recall, we just were
We
very...
weren't even in the same room together, were
No, we were. I think we were in the same room together. I think. And, but I remember no, I don't remember much about it at all, but we were just in a sound booth
Yep, that's
in
correct.
Vancouver.
That's
So
correct.
you were there.
Yep.
And we just got the script and we just kind of said our lines 3 or 4 times.
And then went home.
And then 2 years later, that show came out. No, I think it takes like...
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, Homer gave me nothing.
Well, we got to wrap it up, but I just want to say, first of all, thank you all for coming, for your enthusiasm, for your excitement. We love you for that. Thank you. And I want to say a special, very, very special thanks to David, to Gillian, to Chris, and to Frank. They not only gave up a very precious day off on their weekend, and they get all too few of them while making this movie. They gave up a night's sleep, and they're all the way here. And
one last thing.
No, 2 last things.
2 last things. It's not about bad blood, is it? People have asked Chris and I and Frank and Gillian, of course, do you still think there's an audience out there for the show? And no. But honestly, I mean, I know it's a cheap applause line that I'm going for here, but personally, it feels very nice to see you guys here and to know, that we thought you were still out there, and we're convinced now that you are.
I'm just going to do a little plug that we've got a couple of doodle days coming up, which have doodles from David and Chris and Mitch and Exhibit and Belly and a whole bunch of other people coming up to raise money for one of my charities. So you can go onto the site to look for that. But there's also going to be an auction of X-File. Is it memorabilia or paraphernalia? One of those things. Prophylactics. Of X-Files related material on my website before the opening of the movie. So keep your eyes posted.
Chris, any parting words?
No, this is very, very exciting to see all of you out here. We are working blind right now. We're working very hard to make a great movie, hoping that there's a big audience and that we can make more movies.
Thanks, everybody.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's hear it for our guests from 20th Century Fox. Chris Carter, Frank Spotnitz, Gillian Anderson, David Duchovny, and Mr. Michael Brady for moderating our panels this afternoon.